Hello guys, welcome to another fun time, sober time, so many other things. This is actually my writing time with Will episode. I promised you guys a couple of weeks ago a thought process about the idea of character. And so I really wanted to get into that today. The holidays have been kind of there. Put out some content, but it wasn't really that. So I wanted to make sure to get that out to you guys. So this is for my writers primarily. These are for the people that I know or have jumped on this channel in some case accidentally. Which, by the way, if this is your first time getting on the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe down below. And by comment, please get on there. Let me know what's going on with you because I want to hear from you. Anyway, character. What is it? Character, basically, in a story of any type, when you're writing it or in a movie you may see or different things like that, are. Characters are the people, the animals, whatever your characters are in it. For example, in Curious George, the main character is George. He's a monkey. And so he's an animal, but he's the main character of the story. And so these are the people that work within the plot to make something happen. And so basically, whenever you have that going on, these are the people that basically create your story. These are the people that in some cases you root for, in other cases you root against. And so the goal of the character, whether they be one or the other, and I'm going to get into two types of characters, main characters. And then maybe in another video we'll talk about side characters. I really don't want to get into that right now, but you have your protagonist, who mainly can be a hero. And I say can be because sometimes they cannot be. For example, in the movie Maleficent, the character in the movie is the villain in the piece. And so she starts off in a little bit different situation, and by the end of it, you see her in all her full villainous glory, doing what only she can do. And so the idea there is you usually have a protagonist and an antagonist. And an antagonist is the person that usually, which the name gives out, antagonizes the protagonist or the hero of the story. They're the person that usually has the nefarious plot, the plan, or whatever. For example, again, we're going to go into Maleficent. In this particular case, Sleeping Beauty and her family and those around her almost become the antagonist in this movie, because the idea is they're kind of the ones that antagonize the main character, which is Maleficent. If you want to look at another example in a movie, for example, if you say, okay, so in Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man is the protagonist, he's the hero of the story. The antagonist, the primary antagonist, is the Vulture in that story. So he's the primary person who is causing all the grief, causing a lot of the drama, causing a lot of issues that are happening. And so usually during the course of your story, the protagonist fights through whatever opposition comes through. You usually reach a climax, and then you hit this point, and then you have a confrontation moment, and then you start going kind of downhill from there. And so eventually the hope is that your protagonist, your hero, will win over your antagonist in whatever way that happens. Your antagonist, meanwhile, is the guy who's tried everything he can to make sure that the hero doesn't do well. And he may put roadblocks in the way, he may do things in order to make sure that the hero is not successful. And so that's his goal, that's his job. And so this is a real simple version of the idea of what character is. So when you think about characters, an example in movies, and examples in books that you may read, books that you're writing, I hope that as you write your characters, really start thinking about what are their motivations, what makes them do what they do. How do they go from one place to the other? What drives them, even when situations and circumstances may prevent them from getting what they want in life? If you look at, for example, Spider-Man again, his primary motivation was when he had a chance to stop a thief, he didn't. And in response to that, his uncle ended up getting killed. His uncle, who was like a father to him in a lot of ways. And so his motivation became to understand that with great power became great responsibility. And so he wanted to manifest that in his life on a regular basis as a hero, so that others wouldn't go through what he went through. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for this. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope this helps somebody as it relates to their characters, as they write, as they work, and different things like that. And you guys are the awesomest people in the world. You really are. So if you don't believe anything else I'll tell you, believe that. Anyway, God bless. Be blessed and be a blessing to somebody, guys. Take care.